Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our HETV Game of the Week here on Friday night. We were at Fremd High School one more time here in Palatine as the Fremd Vikings are hosting the Barrington Broncos. This is a battle of middle-of-the-pack teams in the MSL Western Division. Barrington losers to Hoffman Estates in their last game last weekend. Before that, they had won 5 straight. They have a conference record of 6-3, overall record of 16-8, and they are in second place behind Schaumburg in the Western Division. And losers of 2 of their last 3, the Fremd Vikings coming with a 5-4 record in their division, trying to get back in that race for second place. And with a win here tonight hosting Barrington, they can tie for that second place position in the Mid-Suburban League Western Division, again behind Schaumburg, the state-ranked Schaumburg Saxons, who are headed for the state playoffs. Battle for second place here tonight. We're going to get going in just a few minutes. We've got a great matchup for you here tonight between 2 of the top teams in the division.
Mid-Suburban League basketball. Your varsity contest between the Barrington Broncos and your Fremd Vikings. Now for the starting lineup. First for the Broncos, a junior guard, 6'1", number 3, Brad Zumzile. And for the Vikings, a sophomore, 6'4" guard, number 20, Riley Glassman! For the Broncos, a 6'1" senior guard, number 11, Jackson Wagner. And for the Vikings, a 6'1" senior guard, number 25, Garrett Peters! For the Broncos, a 6' junior guard, number 12, Scott Nelson. And for the Vikings, a 6'4" senior forward, number 32, Nick Sargis. For the Broncos, at center, 6'7" senior, number 15, John Schneider. For the Vikings, a 6'4" junior forward, number 33, Sean Benka. And for Barrington, a 6'5" senior forward, number 33, Mark Bennett. And for the Vikings, a 6'6" senior forward, number 35, Adam Gorecki. The Broncos are coached by Brian Tucker, assisted by Chris Keene and Fritz Wolfram. Vikings are coached by Bob Wadlowski, assisted by Ron Kreger. Tonight's officials, Chris, Scott, and Steve Massey.
And we are just about ready to get it underway here at Fremd as the opening tip is going to go Barrington's way, and they'll work from left to right on the offensive end to start off the ball game. Driving to the center, now kick out, baseline three-pointer, and that is good. Knocking it down is number 12, Scott Nelson, the junior guard, to send the Broncos off to an early 3-0 lead as the Vikings will bring it back up from right to left. Fremd looking to get back in the race for second place in the Mid-Suburban League Western Division. They come in at 5-4, a full game behind the 6-3 Broncos as they work down low to Gorecki. He tries to go up and under, but can't get it to fall. Broncos come down with a rebound, and they'll bring it back up the court. Brad Zamzow loses the handle on it, and they're going to come back the other way. Laid it in, no good, but a foul. And Sean Banka will go to the line for the Vikings. And Barrington coming to this game with a 6-3 record in the division, 16-8 overall, trailing only the first place Schaumburg Saxons on the western side of the conference. Banka can't get the first one to fall. And of course the first foul on the Broncos here in the early going with the 3-0 lead. Banka drains the second one, and the points are on the board early for the Vikings here. The 3-1 ball game. And Zamzow is going to bring it up the court quickly. And then the Broncos reset their offense on the right end of the court. Zamzow looking for room in traffic, now kicks it out baseline. Go back on top. Three-point attempt, rolling no good. And the Vikings will bring it back. Three-point attempt by senior guard Mark Bennett right there. As the Vikings bring it back up. They try to go down low to Gorecki one more time. He's backing in, spin move, puts it up, blocked. Barrington comes down with it. That's John Schneider on the rebound, and Zamzow again bringing it aggressively up the court and kicking it baseline. Now drive back, top of the circle, long two-pointer. No good. Schneider on the shot right there, but couldn't get it to fall. Vikings will bring it back the other way. Riley Glassman, the 6'4 senior guard, setting up the offense and working on a weave to Garrett Peters. Back on top to Nate Service, and then left side back to Glassman. Glassman looking for room down the lane. Spin move, short jumper inside. Can't get the roll. Once again, the rebound to the Broncos. Zamzow again aggressively bringing the ball up the court, trying to go down low baseline to Wegner, and he is fouled. Broncos will take it out of bounds on the baseline.
Adam Gorecki, his first, the team's first.
That's Gorecki with the foul. And of course the first on him and the team. Stolen on the inbounds pass by the Vikings. Excellent move right there by Glassman, and they'll retain offensive possession. Kicks it out the right side for a three-point attempt. No good from Garrett Peters. Rebound to the Broncos. But they were not ready for the up-court pass right there. Scott Nelson didn't see the pass coming, had his back turned, accidentally kicked the ball out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Vikings. Glassman will set things up and work to Peters on the right side. Back to Glassman, weave inside, now dumps it off. And the shot no good. As poor shooting from close range early on for the Vikings right there, as Nate Service couldn't hit that one off the glass. Short on the baseline, but knocked out of bounds by the Broncos, and the Vikings will take it back. They come into the corner, now trying to work over to the middle of the Service, who goes down low to Gorecki, fighting for space, loses the handle on it, and the Broncos again come away. Gorecki trying to get his own ball back, and he's called for his second early foul.
Fouls on number 35, Adam Gorecki, his second. The team's second. 2
fouls in the first 2.5 minutes here for Gorecki, and he will take a seat. Ben Carlsman, the 6'5 sophomore, comes in his place. Zamzow brings the ball up the court for the Broncos, and he'll set up the offense. They go back to the left. Now trying to work it down low, but stolen. Glassman with his second early steal, and he's going to bring it back the other way, trying to get offensive position. Takes it all the way to the hoop and put up a baseline floater. No good. They come down with the offensive rebound. They're on top of the circle. Three-pointer, got it, and a foul.
Basket's good by number 33, Sean Banka.
Sean Banka stood strong in the face of pressure defense right there and knocked down the three-pointer. They're going to call it actually a long two. I thought he was behind the line, but they're going to say there was a foot on the line. So he nails the two to tie the game, and he'll go to the line for the three-point play. Banka knocks down the free throw to complete the three-point play and give Fremd an early 4-3 lead with approaching 5 minutes remaining first quarter. Broncos go on top. working their way around the perimeter. That's Jackson Wagner with the ball. He gives it up on top to Mark Bennett. Tries to drive the lane, now kicks it back out to Zamzow. Fires for three, and he got it.
Three-point basket by number 3, Brad Zamzow.
2 3-pointers early for the Broncos, and they now take the 6-4 lead. Vikings running the offense. That's Banka on top. He gets it over to Glassman to reset. Now trying to work it down low to Nate Service. Kicks it out baseline to Carlson, and he hits the baseline too to tie the game. 4.5 minutes to play first quarter. Trying to get aggressive down court. Carlson jumped in the way of the pass down low, knocked out of bounds. Possession will remain with the Broncos. In an up-tempo game early here, looks like the point guard Zamzow from Barrington is really looking to force the tempo when they set up this Bronco offense. They work it back on top. Now they go right side, kicking it down low to Zamzow off the glass. Couldn't get it to roll in. Carlson the rebound, and the Vikings bring it back. Glassman working up the right wing. He's trying to be aggressive and get down to the baseline quickly. Now he'll stop, go back on top to Carlson. He works it inside, taking it all the way to the hoop. Up, can't get the roll on the layup. Another missed close-range shot for the Vikings. And the ball comes again, coming back the other way, losing the handle on it. Back the other way for a layup. Again, no good, but this time put back in by Nate Service. And the Vikings take the lead. After Mark Bennett lost the handle on it on the other end for the Broncos, they'll try to calm things down on the offensive end right now as Jackson Wagner works on the right wing. He goes down low, nice pass, and going up and off the glass to Bennett for two.
By number 33, Mark Bennett.
Glassman working top of the circle. He goes right side to Carlson. Carlson trying to work down low. Now he's going to pick up the dribble, kick it over to Banka for a long three, no good. Offensive rebound to Nate Service, putting it back in, doing the dirty work down low twice in a row. 10-8 in favor of Fremd. They go all the way on top right there to Bennett, and now he goes back to the left. The big man Schneider trying to work it inside, goes up off the glass. They wave off the shot attempt and a foul called. That is going to go against the Vikings.
Also number 32, Nate Service, his first.
Service picking up the foul.
And for the Vikings, number 30, Matt Wisniewski.
Bank is going to check out. Matt Wisniewski will check in for the Vikings. Service is also going to take a seat for the moment, and Michael Whitney coming in.
Number 40, Lee.
He's a 6'4" senior forward. Broncos retain possession on the foul. That's Nelson looking for him. He gets it back on top to Zamzow. Now back to Nelson on the left side. Right side, Zamzow trying to go down low. Nice pass, looking for room. Up off the glass. No good on the shot by Wagner. Ball knocked out of bounds. Possession will stick with the Vikings.
24, Robbie Bolden.
So with a 2-point lead here in the early going, approaching 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Riley Glassman sets up the offense for Fremd. He now goes left side to Michael Whitty. And Whitty now on top to Matt Wisniewski. Wisniewski looking for him, forces it down low to Carlson between two defenders, goes up off the glass and in. Strong move to the hoop by Ben Carlson right there to extend the lead to 4. Zamzow working ahead, kicks it left side for a three-pointer and nailed it. Scott Nelson on the quick three. The catch and shoot three-pointer right there for Nelson to pull the Broncos back within 1. Steal attempt right there. Fremd gets a drive to the hoop out of that one by Wisniewski. Couldn't get it to fall, but he will probably go to the line. That is not going to be a shooting foul, actually. The Vikings will take it on the baseline.
24, Robbie Coleman, his first, the team's third.
Coleman on the foul. John Schneider checking back in for the Broncos.
15,
Taylor
John
Ganser
Schneider.
also checking in,
10,
6'1" senior
Ganser.
guard.
And for the Vikings, number 24, Mitch
Vikings
Newman.
get it into Michael Whitley. He goes over to Glassman, left baseline. Glassman back to Whitley, back to Glassman. All the way on top to Wisniewski. Looking for room, trying to feed Carlson down low, but the pass off his foot. That's going to go out of bounds. Ball will be with the Broncos. So we're seeing a lot of up-tempo, aggressive play here early, but also a little bit of sloppy passing, leading to some early turnovers here in this 1-point ball game as we're now under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter with 1:40. Zamzow again being aggressive, working the ball up the court. He's going to dump it off now to Schneider. Back in the corner to Zamzow, puts up a three, in and out, no good. Offensive rebound to Ganser. He keeps it alive, goes down low for the flip-in layup by Robbie Bowman.
Number 24, Robbie Bowman.
And Barrington takes the lead. Dinnerman going on top to Wisniewski. We've got a foul called away from the ball.
Fouls on number 15, John Schneider, his first, the team's fourth.
John Schneider with the foul for the Broncos. Ball will remain with Fremd. They kick it in with a quick shot. No good on the air ball right there from Riley Glassman. Offensive rebound, another shot, no good, and Broncos will bring it back. They're going to go ahead very quickly, right under the hoop, off the glass and in. Scott Nelson on the outlet pass from Zomzile. Fremd coming back quickly now. Baseline. That's Wisniewski trying to work towards the hoop, and an offensive foul is called.
And for the Vikings, number 25, Garrett Peters, replacing number 20, Riley Glassman.
Garrett Peters checking back in for the Vikings. Riley Glassman will take a seat with a minute to play here in the first.
Bennett replaces number 24, Robbie Bowman.
And Robbie Bowman will take a seat for the Broncos as Mark Bennett checks back in. Zomzile slowing things down now. Now goes left side. Bennett getting it down low. Nice pass inside to Ganser off the glass for the layup. Too many easy baskets right down low for Barrington, and Fremd's got to clamp down their defense. Court pressure, loses the ball on the outside. That was Dinnerman, but he did get it away. And now that's Wisniewski working back on top to Dinnerman. Now left side to Peters. Peters resets. Gets it to Wisniewski. Now Carlson with it, trying to get it down low. They go in the corner. Now down low underneath to Wisniewski, looking for room. Up and under, no good. Saved by Michael Whitley. Now a three-point attempt, and that one is knocked in.
Three-point basket, number 24,
Mitch Dinnerman, the senior guard, giving the lost the handle now, and a long shot thrown up right there by Zomzile as the first quarter comes to an end. So an exciting and fast-paced first quarter here, as we have a 17-15 lead in favor of the Broncos. And a big contrast right there to kind of the slow, grinded-out defensive game that we saw last time here between Fremd and Schaumburg a couple of weeks ago. A much higher tempo offense working for both teams in the first quarter here against Barrington. And the scoreboard reflects it with the 17-15 score after the first 8 minutes, as the teams will talk things over. And once again, you are watching our HETV Game of the Week. I am Alex Kleinwachter here for HETV. And we are at Fremd High School in Palatine for Mid-Suburban League basketball matchup.
Tonight is Operation Click Night, a program devoted to seatbelt use.
We're winding down towards the end of the season here. And IHSA basketball playoffs, sectionals, and regionals are approaching. And seeds have actually been set for the IHSA 4A basketball tournament. Check out the IHSA website for those. And both of these teams, of course, jockeying for position late in the season in their division, the Western Division of the Mid-Suburban League, as we told you at the top of the broadcast. Barrington coming in with a 6-3 record in the division, and Fremd at 5-4, so trying to tie them with 6 wins if Fremd can pull out a victory here tonight at home. And we are underway now for the second quarter, as Riley Glassman, who is back in for the Fremd, has his pass knocked away. And Barrington will bring it back up. That's Scott Nelson running the offense. He goes left side to Mark Bennett. And Bennett goes back in the corner to Ganser. They're trying to work it down low again. They get it down low, but this time good defense by Glassman, who gets the rebound, gets it away to Carlson, who clears it, and Glassman will set up the offense for the Vikings. That's Garrett Peters working right side, puts up a floater in the lane. No good. Another haphazard shot. We've seen several of those in the early on from Fremd. Barrington working again. Scott Nelson getting it in over in the corner. Now they work back around the perimeter. Again, a man wide open down low, but he kicks it out for a three-point attempt for Nelson. No good. Offensive rebound, no to Ganser. He tries to force it down low, and the Vikings come away with it. That's Benka working his way coast to coast. He's going to bring it all the way and lays it in. Sean Benka ties up the ball game at 17. Mark Bennett brings it up the court. We've got some contact away from the ball, and a man on the ground for Fremd. But no foul called on the play as a missed shot right there from the baseline. The Vikings come back away with it. Glassman brings it up the court. It was Benka who was down for the Vikings, but he appears to be okay. Carlson with the ball on the left wing. Gives it to Benka working off the screen. He tries to drive baseline and he's fouled. Ball will, of course, stay with the Vikings. They'll take it out of bounds. He was not shooting there. And so they are going to send Benka to the line right there. It didn't look to me like he was in the act of shooting.
His first, the team's fifth. Sean Benka at the line.
But the foul on Jackson Wegner. It's the first on him and the fifth for the Broncos here in the first half, and Benka will go to the line. Knocks the first one home. That pushes the Vikings into a 1-point lead at 18-17 with 6:26 to play first half.
And number 32, Nate Service.
Service and Gorecki checking back in for the Vikings as Benka can't get the second one to roll home, and he converts 1 of 2 from the line as Zamzow brings it back up. Now they bring it back on top to Bennett. Working right wing. Ryan Carroll now back on top to Wegner. Wegner to Bennett. Zamzow putting up the left wing three-pointer. The ball's a little bit long, no good. Glassman with the rebound. He'll bring it up the court right to left for the Vikings, trying to get the weave over there and leave it for Nate Service, who lets the ball roll out of bounds off a Barrington player. And the Vikings will get to reset from half court. Service inbounds to Benka. Back to Service and now over to Matt Wisniewski. He goes to Gorecki, right side, tries to drive baseline, spin move, fall away jumper, cannot get the roll. It was in and out, fight for the rebound, but Service stepped out of bounds trying to get the offensive board right there, and it'll come back the other way. A lot of good opportunities for high percentage shots early on for the Vikings, but they just haven't been able to convert. Conversely, on the other end, Barrington has been able to nail some of those easy chances when they've been able to force the ball down low as they work on the right side with Bennett. And now he feeds the man running down the middle, but a shot blocked. Ball back out to Nate Service. He's got away running coast to coast, going to stop, flip up the floater, and knocks it home. Service puts it home for a 3-point lead for the Vikings. And Bennett working with the ball for the Broncos. Tough defense from Service. He leaves it for Schneider. Schneider back on the right side corner. 3-point attempt from Bennett. That ball's no good. Offensive rebound to the Broncos. Bennett again has the ball on top. He's working against Gorecki, trying to go down low. Stops his progress, kicks it back on top. Long 3-point attempt by Zamzow, and he knocks it down. Second three of the first half for the point guard, Zamzow, and he ties the game at 20.
On number 15, John Schneider, his second, the team's sixth. And for the Broncos, number 12, Scott Nelson, and number 40, Lee.
And we had an off-the-ball foul after the play on John Schneider of the Broncos, so the basket counts. And the Vikings will bring it back the other way. 16 fouls now with 4:41 to play in the first half on the Broncos. Service has it top of the circle. He goes to Benka. Right side, Glassman. Glassman trying to get it down low to Gorecki. Pulls in the pass. Goes up with the layup. No good. But Service is once again there to clean it up. His third comeback, putback attempt, right there. And Service knocks it home for another 2 points to push the Vikings back into a slim lead. Service doing an excellent job offensive rebound and putting the ball back in the hoop around the basket off some of those misses down low. Zamzow will set things up. He's giving up a big height advantage right there to Benka on top, but he does manage to get it over on the left to Nelson. Nelson trying to work off a screen. Slows things down right wing. Gets it right side over to Conforti. And now Zamzow running on the left side towards the lane. Tries to flip up a floater. No good. Ball out of bounds. And it's going to remain with the Broncos. Gorecki trying to go for the rebound. Stepped out of bounds before he could get the pass back in. And Barrington will get another shot here.
For the Vikings, number 25,
4 minutes
Garrett
even to play here in the first half.
Number
22-20 in
Banka.
favor of the host, Fremd Vikings, here in Mid-Suburban League basketball action. Inbounds goes to Zamzile. He's going to put one up from the free throw line. I think that may have been partially blocked. Fight for the rebound underneath. And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow is with Barrington, so they will retain it. The Broncos will get a third opportunity here. Lee Conforti, 6'4" senior who's checked in. He'll inbound it to Zamzile, who then works it over to Wegner, and another whistle.
Calls on number 30, Matt Wisniewski, his first.
And that's the first against Wisniewski, so another call against the Vikings right here. And once again, the Broncos will reset. This time, it'll be Bennett inbounding. He gets it on top to Scott Nelson, who looked to set up the offense. Nelson, left side to Bennett. Trying to drive against service. Left side Conforti. They go back baseline to Jackson Wegner. Wegner now all the way back on top to Conforti. Bennett resets, calls a new play. He's at the top of the circle working on Nate's service. Zamzile on the right wing. Back over to Wegner. Wegner tries to force it in down low to Zamzile, knocked out of bounds. They say it was off Zamzile, and it'll come back the other way for the Vikings. So a lot of time on the offensive end right there for Barrington, only to come up empty, and they still trail 22-20 as Riley Glassman sets up the offense, working right wing to Adam Gorecki. Gorecki back on top to service. That's Glassman off the steal attempt. He's going to pull up for a jumper. Can't back up the court. That's Bennett. Now they're all the way back on top to Zamzile. Zamzile goes to Conforti on the right. He feeds it down low. Nice pass to Bennett, who flips up a floater and in. 22-22. We've got a tie ball game. Garrett Peters is checked back in. That's him with the ball. Now he's over to service. Back on top to Matt Wisniewski. He goes down low. Nice pass right there. Riley Glassman lays it in. Back and forth game here in the early going as the Broncos push it back up quickly. All the way cross-court pass. Now working it down low to Bennett, but he had it stripped and the Vikings come away with it. Garrett Peters bringing it up the floor. Now he almost has it stripped from behind, but gets it to Glassman, who takes it all the way to the hoop. Again, can't get the roll. Adam Gorecki with the offensive rebound. Can't put it in. Fight for the ball. I think we're going to have a foul called on the Broncos. And we will. Lee Conforti will pick up his first right there, so possession will remain with the Vikings. Conforti will check out, and Robbie Volman checks back in.
In for the Vikings, number 33, Sean Banka, 52, Ben Carlson, and 24, Mitch Dinterman.
Big substitution. Dinterman, Banka, and Carlson all back in for the Vikings, and Glassman will go to the line right here to shoot the 1-and-1. He knocks home the first, so he'll get a second. He pushes the lead to 3 with 2:01 to play in the first half. In a good back and forth battle here between these two Mid-Suburban League Western Division foes. Glassman sinks the back end, and the 26-22 lead, the largest of the ball game so far for either team. We are now under 2 minutes as John Zamzile works it all the way, goes up off the iron, no good. And it'll be back the other way to the Vikings. So trying to get some quick offense going. Zamzile took it himself the whole way, couldn't get it to fall. Vikings look to extend their lead. Glassman flips it all the way ahead to Peters. They have a 3-on-2 working. Peters tries to take it coast to coast, had it blocked. But it's picked up by Dinterman. And now a three-point attempt from Glassman from the right wing, and he nails it. 29-22 the score. Biggest lead of the game by 7. Broncos trying to answer that. Zamzile at the top of the circle. Now he gets it over to Scott Nelson. Scott Nelson gets it down low, back to Zamzile in traffic. Can't get it to go in off the glass. Rebound to Garrett Peters. 3-on-1 for the Vikings. They go to Glassman all the way and lays it in.
Riley Glassman from Garrett Peters.
Glassman starting to heat up, give the assist to Peters on the 3-on-1, and it's a 31-22 deficit all of a sudden. We've got a minute to play in the first half. Vikings have pushed it to a 9-point lead. Barrington trying to stay in the ballgame. They go down low to Zamzal. He leaves it. Now they go back on top. Kicks it out. That's Bennett with it, top of the circle, guarded by Carlson. Bennett trying to set things up. Goes left side to Nelson. Nelson, wide open three-point attempt from Volman, no good. I believe that's going to remain with Schaumburg. Glassman was going after that loose ball. Probably should have just let it roll out of bounds. But as it stands, that'll give the Broncos another shot as Zamzai will inbound. Jackson Wegner with it. We've got 25 seconds to play. We'll see if they'll try to play it for the last shot here. Bennett working against Carlson near half court. Now to Zamzau. He's guarded by Benka. They will play it for a final shot. We're under 10 seconds. Zamzau goes in the lane. Nice pass down low. Laid in by Scott Nelson. Excellent pass from the point guard Zamzau. 2 seconds on the clock. Glassman tries to bring it back. Puts up a long three. No good. And that's where we will leave it at the half. 31-24 in favor of Fremd. In an exciting first half of basketball. It was close throughout. The Vikings were able to push it to a 9-point lead just before the half, before Barrington knocks in the one last shot to close it to a 7-point deficit, and that's where we are at halftime. Fremd 31, Barrington 24, and we'll be back in just a few minutes for the start of the second half. And we are getting underway in the second half here as the Vikings will control possession at the start of the third quarter. They are now working from left to right as the teams, of course, switch sides at the half. Glassman on top, and he gets it over on the right side to Benka, who loses the handle. Garrett Peters corrals it behind the backcourt line, and Benka will bring it up baseline to Gorecki. Gorecki now trying to drive it. Nice spin move, goes up off the iron and got the roll. 2 points, Adam Gorecki. That pushes the lead back to 9, which equals the largest of the game for the Vikings. Pass tipped away there by Benka, but still controlled. And Mark Bennett hits a shot from the top of the circle right there.
Mark Bennett for the Broncos.
The Broncos answer the early basket from Fremd. Nice pass right there as they tried to go down low to Benka on the pass from Nate Service, and he's fouled down low. No foul, actually, just knocked out of bounds as they inbound back to Glassman. He fires up a short baseline shot in and out. He's had several of those that just wouldn't rattle home for him tonight as Zamzal brings it up quickly the other way. Kicks it now left side over to Scott Nelson, and he gets it back on top to Bennett. In the corner, Zamzal moving towards the basket, kicks it out behind the three-point arc. Long three-pointer off the iron, no good for John Schneider. Rebound controlled by Scott Nelson as he puts in the layup to make it a 5-point ball game with 6:46 to play. On top, Sean Benka now goes back left side to Glassman, coming back on top to Peters. Gorecki now giving it to Peters. He works to the right, looking for room, goes to the baseline, down low. Benka trying to go the turnaround jumper and put it up, but had it rejected. Mark Bennett, the senior, has been all over the court tonight for the Broncos, blocking the shot right there. Possession stays with the Vikings as Glassman will inbound. He gets it to Peters. Peters puts up a three from the right side and knocks it home.
Garrett Peters.
Nice catch and shoot three from Peters right there to push it back to an 8-point lead. Almost lost the ball out of bounds, and now Fremd will control it. They've got a 2-on-1. That's Peters working on Nelson, puts it up, can't get the roll. Ball rolls out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings. Good attempt with the numbers advantage in transition right there from the Vikings, but they just couldn't get the roll home. They've had several missed opportunities like that tonight. They could be leading this game by even more. Zamzow sets the offense up for the Broncos, and he goes to Nelson on the left side. That ball tipped out of bounds by Peters on the steal attempt. It'll stay with the Broncos. Schneider will inbound it from the baseline. He gets it to Bennett. Back on top to Zamzow. Fakes the shot, now pulls up for a leaner in the lane and puts it home.
Zamzow.
That makes it an even 30 points for the Broncos as they're back within 6. Nate Service going all the way to the three-point line, trying to lay it in, but couldn't get it to fall. And Zamzow bringing back Twister. He goes down low to Schneider, who puts it up and in.
John Schneider for the Broncos. Timeout, Fremd.
Timeout for the Vikings right there. They didn't like that basket in transition, which brings the Broncos back within 4, as it was a 9-point lead just a minute ago for the Vikings. 36-32, 5:27 to play here in the third period. We are at Fremd High School in Palatine.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Mid-Suburban League Western Division matchup.
Click pay table to sign a pledge and enter a raffle.
This one has been close throughout. The Vikings have led by 9. That was the largest lead for either team at one point late in the first half and early here in the second half. It's currently a 4-point ball game. Glassman is the leading scorer for the Vikings with 9 points, followed by Service with 8. On the Broncos side, it's a 12-point game so far for number 12, Scott Nelson. He is the leading scorer for Barrington, followed up by an 8-point ball game thus far by Zamzow. Nobody in too much foul trouble. 2 fouls early on Gorecki, but he stayed out of trouble since. Also 2 fouls on John Schneider, the senior center for the Broncos. Service will inbound it to Glassman. We've got some full court pressure going on, backcourt defense from the Broncos. Glassman brings it up the sideline. Now he's being trapped against the sideline. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Vikings. Barrington going with the pressure defense now here midway through the third quarter as Glassman gets it over to Peters. Peters almost lost the handle, kicked it to Gorecki. He puts up the long 2, no good, way off. Long shot went off the iron. Fight for the rebound right there between Service. They're going to call a jump ball, but the possession arrow is with the Broncos. They'll get it, but great effort right there from Nate Service trying to trap that one under his keister right there and retain possession for the Vikings. So once again, we're seeing the ball get a little bit sloppy when the teams are trying to get a little quicker, a little more aggressive on the offensive end, but they haven't been able to keep the passing game under control. And we've seen some turnovers come out of that as Brad Zamzow will walk the ball up the court for the Broncos. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. It's Mark Bennett with it on the right wing. He goes back on top to Nelson. And now right side to Jackson Wegner. He goes in the corner to Schneider. And he'll reset things back on top. Looking for a hole, kicks it back out right side. Drive to the lane now, baseline shot. Bennett works it back inside, goes off the glass and got the roll. And we are back to a 2-point ball game. Glassman working on Nelson. He gets it over to Service, who tries to work the baseline, goes up for the shot. They're going to call an offensive foul right there against Nate Service, and the ball will come back the other way for the Broncos. They got Service on the charge. He dipped that shoulder a little bit when he was trying to work towards the hoop, and that is a no-no. Service will check out, and Ben Carlson will come back in. Zamzow working off a screen from Bennett, gets it over to the right side, pushes it down low to Schneider, tipped out of bounds by Gorecki. Possession will remain with Barrington. The seesaw affair continues, although Barrington hasn't led in this game since early in the first quarter as the handle is lost right there, and Beckett comes down with it. He's going to work it ahead to Peters. Lost the handle for a moment, but keeps it. Now trying to put up a shot underneath the basket, but the ball is blocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Fremd. Good transition opportunities for the Vikings, but they just haven't been able to convert on the other end. And this time the inbounds pass thrown all the way over the head of Carlson, back the other way, and put in a foul by Mark Bennett. Not a smart foul right there from Carlson. Would have been better off to just let Bennett have the layup right there. He had a clean look at the basket. Carlson came in late with the block attempt and ends up committing the foul. And now the Broncos, with this free throw, can take their first lead since early in the first quarter, as we're tied at 36 with 3:57 to play in the third quarter. Bennett can't push them into the lead, but the rebound tapped out of bounds by the Vikings.
In for the Broncos, number 10.
Gorecki and Carlson both going for it. They had last touched it, and another opportunity to take the lead now for the Broncos.
Timeout, Vikings.
And Fremd wants another timeout. Here was some sloppy play. They led by 9 a couple of minutes ago, and now we have a tie ball game. The Broncos have tied the game and getting the ball back on the tip out of bounds after the free throw right there. So some sloppy play right there. Carlson on both ends, first committing the foul on Bennett to give him the three-point play attempt. When Bennett missed the free throw, Carlson knocked the rebound out of bounds. Momentum has definitely shifted in the Broncos' favor as we're here about midway through the third quarter. And they've come back from a 9-point deficit to tie the game at 36. Barrington looking to tighten their grip on second place. They are tied in second place in the Western Division with Conant, both teams at 6-3, and both teams split their 2 games with each other so far this season. As the inbound pass comes in, Bennett has it on the left wing. Gets in the court of Zamzal. He goes down low to Schneider, but stolen by Gorecki, trying to keep it in bounds. He does save it to Carlson. Carlson tried to work down low. Now he'll just pull back with a little easy jumper in the lane. No good, but the rebound to Peters. Peters now trying to go down low. He can't get the shot to fall. This one tipped away. Scott Nelson's going to bring it back the other way for the Broncos. Kicks it back out. 3-point attempt left wing from Bennett. Knocked it down. 39-36 in favor of the Broncos now as they do take their first lead since the first quarter. Gorecki with the ball top of the circle looking to set up the offense. Tries to go baseline. Knocked away. Now that's Peters driving in the lane. Can't get the layup to fall, but he'll go to the line. Nice crisp passing there on the other end from the Vikings, but again, they cannot get the high percentage shots to fall when they're down low.
Garrett Peters shooting 2 for the
We
Vikings.
have 3:11 to play in the third quarter. Second foul of the game on Brad Zamzal, which sends Peters to the line. Peters rattles the first one in. Gets the roll on the second one as well, and we are back to a 1-point ball game. Zamzal working against Benka. Now it's Nelson left wing. He goes down low to Bennett. Bennett backing down on Carlson. Tries to go up off the glass. No good. Carlson saved it. Probably should have just let it go out of bounds as the ball got saved back inside to Schneider, who lays it in to push the lead back to 3. Again, a mental mistake there by Ben. Carlson should have just let that ball roll out of bounds. The ball would have come back the other way. Gorecki now working down low off the pass from Peters. He has it stripped from behind by Bennett. Bennett's been all over the place. Zamzal brings it up the court aggressively, kicks it out. 3-point attempt from Nelson. No good. It's long. Rebound to Gorecki. Garrett Peters trying to bring it back coast to host. Puts up the runner in the lane. No good, but a foul called, and he'll go back to the line.
Fouls on number 12, Scott Nelson, his first, the team's second.
So the miscue by Carlson there doesn't end up hurting the Vikings as they do end up getting it back the other way. Peters knocks down the first free throw. He's 3 for his last 3 now from the line.
And for the Vikings, number 30, Matt Wisniewski.
And now with 6 points on the night. Peters rolls the second one home. Back to a 1-point ball game at 41-40 as Zamzal works it up the court right to left for the Broncos. Taylor Ganser now with the ball on top. Back to Zamzal. He puts up a 3 from the left side. No good. Offensive rebound fought for. Bennett came down with it. He puts up a shot. No good. Gorecki fighting for the rebound. Loose ball foul called on Schneider.
Fouls on number 3, Brad Zamzal, his third.
Zamzal, I'm sorry, actually getting called for the foul. He will go to the benches. That's his third as well as the team's third here in the third quarter.
34, Michael Whitney. And in for the Broncos,
Jackson
number
Wegner
11,
checks
Jackson
in
Wegner.
for Zamzal. And Michael Whitney back in for the Vikings as well. Approaching 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Carlson with the ball on top, working on Schneider. Now gets it right side to Peters. Peters over to Wisniewski. To Glassman, now back in the corner. Carlson, left wing. Riley Glassman trying to find an outlet. Gets it back on top to Whitty. Three-point attempt, Glassman, top of the circle, long, no good. Rebound still loose on the court, picked up by the Broncos. They'll bring it back the other way. That's Bennett corralling it. Go to slow things down now. Bennett almost traveled, but he got the pass away. Wegner working with the ball, now back on top to Scott Nelson. Left side Ganser, now baseline to Bennett. Bennett looking to force the ball down low. Now goes back on top to Ganser. He drives the lane between traffic. Kicks it out, now all the way back on top to Ganser. Schneider top of the circle. He's looking to get in traffic. Goes up against Carlson one-on-one, puts up the layup, no good. Offensive rebound to Ganser. He can't get the shot up. Rebound pulled down by the Vikings, and Garrett Peters brings it back the other way. 1-on-2, lays it in. Nice move by Peters, a little bit out of control going up to the hoop. But he got it where it counted, kissed it off the glass and in, and the Vikings retake the lead by a point. And that should be a foul on Glassman right there.
Fouls on number 20, Riley Glassman, his first, the team's third. Number 24.
First foul of the night for Glassman.
Number 25, Garrett Peters.
Garrett Peters, who's made some great hustling plays tonight. He will check out. Mitch Dinnerman checks back in. Baseline Ganser. He goes underneath the hoop. Nice move off the glass and in.
Basket by number 10, Taylor Ganser.
Retaking the lead for the Broncos. Under 40 seconds to play, third quarter now. Baseline Glassman, he leaves it. Shot up and in off the glass.
Michael Whitty.
Michael Whitty, the senior forward, 6'4", off the assist from Glassman. 25 seconds to play, third quarter, 1 point lead for the host Vikings. Looks like the Broncos will play it for the last shot right here as they go right side to Jackson Wegner. Now back on top to Bennett, setting up the offense with 12 seconds to play. Bennett working on Whitney, takes it all the way to the hole, off the glass, can't get the roll, fight for the rebound. Last touch, Carlson, and it's going to remain with the Broncos with 1.9 seconds to play. They might have time for a quick catch and shoot here. Looking for an outlet pass, gets it top of the circle to Bennett for the long two, off the iron, long, and no good. So we have come to the end of the third quarter in a quick moving ball game here in Palatine. Fremd leading at 44-43, but a nice comeback in that quarter by the Broncos as they trailed by 7 when we started the half, and now trailed just by 1 as we move towards the final 8 minutes of play. An important game for both teams to keep place in the division here as we wind down towards the end of the basketball season in the Mid-Suburban League. Schaumburg sitting comfortably atop the division, but both these teams still on the hunt for second place. Barrington leading mid-second place. They're actually tied with Conan at 6-3. The tiebreakers give Barrington the slight edge. And Fremd was tied for second place when we were here 2 weeks ago to watch them take on the top-ranked Schaumburg Saxons. They gave the Saxons a heck of a ball game that night, eventually falling by 5 points, 42-37. And they've split 2 games since to leave their conference record at 5-4. Division record at 5-4, excuse me. To get things underway here in the final quarter of play. Barrington will start with the ball and a chance to give themselves the lead.
If you have won an iTunes gift card, please stop by the Operation Click table to redeem your prize.
Bennett will run the offense early, and he's working against Whitty. Top of the circle to Conforti, now to Nelson left wing. Nelson looking for room. He gets it down low to Conforti, backing down against Gorecki, had it knocked away, retains possession. Standing on the baseline, all the way cross court. Wegner Back to Bennett. Bennett now goes down low to Wegner. On top, Conforti. Left wing three-point attempt for Ganser. It's long, way off the mark, no good. Adam Gorecki comes down with the rebound. He gets it ahead to Peters, and the Vikings will set up on offense. Peters on top to Dinterman. Back over to Dinterman on the right wing. Dinterman feeds it to Wisniewski, trying to drive lane, kicks it out to Gorecki for the jump shot, can't get the roll, no good. Rebound to Ganser, he pushes it ahead. Ganser kicks it to Bennett. Bennett left wing to Scott Nelson. Nelson working down low to Conforti, now back on top. Wegner. Top of the circle to Bennett. Tight defense right there, ball knocked away. Steal. Matt Wisniewski tries to take it coast to coast and he gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Clean steal by Matt Wisniewski right there, and a very heads-up play to bring it back the other way. Couldn't get the layup to fall, but he will have a chance from the line. But once again, we're seeing Fremd fail to convert these high-percentage shots when they get a chance. They could be leading this game by close to 10 points if they've been able to put down just a few of these layup attempts that they've had down low. But you have to give credit to the Barrington defense as Wisniewski sinks the first free throw.
Number 15, John Schneider, and number 3, Brad Zumzile.
It's a nice job by the Bronco defense getting back in transition to contest those shots down low.
Correction, Sean Benka, and number 35, Adam Gorecki.
Wisniewski sinks them both and pushes the lead back to 3.
Riley Glassman, replacing number 30, Matt Wisniewski.
And Wisniewski will take a seat after hitting the 2 free throws. Glassman checks back in for him, along a few other substitutions for Fremd. Nate Service and Sean Benka both back in the game as well. Running a little weave play right there. Zomzal on top. Shot from the top of the circle just to the left is nailed. Jackson Wegner. Back to a 1-point ball game. 6:19 to play. Glassman weaving around through traffic, puts up a runner, no good. Ill-advised shot right there from Glassman. Shumver brings it back the other way with the outlet pass too long. Last touch by the Vikings.
A reminder, Jack Finnis. See the pay table in the hallway to get your iTunes gift card.
Conforti will go to the bench, and Mark Bennett checks back in, and he'll be the one inbounding from the baseline. Tipped away on the inbounds by Benka, but Zomzal controls it. 3-point attempt back at the circle. Bennett just a little bit short. Offensive rebound almost pulled down, but then it was controlled by Nate Service, but it'll come back the other way. They're going to call a loose ball foul on Service.
You have won an iTunes gift card through Operation Click. Stop by the table in the hallway to collect your prize.
Tipped on the inbounds pass and now controlled by the Vikings. Knocked away by Peters, and Gorecki controlled it. Peters has the ball on the right wing. He's looking to push it down low to Gorecki. Now he goes free throw line jumper. Nailed it right there. Nate Service, the senior forward, coming up with another big hoop. Ganser has it right wing, trailing by 3. Goes baseline, now down low to Zomzal. Nice pass, he puts it up and in to keep it a 1-point ball game.
Basket by number 3, Brad Zumzal.
Long time, but Peters now has a 2-on-1 with Benka. He takes it himself, tries to put it up and in, no good. But he had Benka as a trailer on the right side. Should have passed the ball right there. Nate Service went back up on the second effort attempt. Basket does not count.
Fouls on number 3, Brad Zumzal, his 4th.
Fourth foul now on Zomzal. Seems like he just checked back in the game and picked up 2 quick ones.
And for the Broncos, number 12, Scott Nelson.
Scott Nelson will come back in. Zomzal will go to the bench. Glassman will inbound. He gets it to Peters. Peters goes down low to Gorecki. Turnaround jump shot. Short, no good. Rebound pulled down by Ganser. Ganser with an opening, now goes top of the circle to Bennett. Right side, Schneider. Schneider working against Gorecki. Spin move, tries to go for the shot. No good, but a foul called. That would look like it'll probably be on Glassman.
Fouls on number 20, Riley Glassman. His second, the team's fourth.
And the call is on Glassman, just his second of the day. No foul trouble for
John
the
Schneider,
point guard.
shooting 2 for the Broncos.
We have 4:49 to play in the game, and we've got an exciting one here, a one-point ball game with Fremd leading by 1 as John Schneider goes to the line for the Broncos. He can't get the roll on the first one. Still will have a chance to tie here with the second shot.
Carroll, replacing number 11, Jackson Wegner.
Wegner sits down for the Broncos. Ryan Carroll checks in. Schneider knocks home the second shot, and we are knotted up at 48 with 4:45 to play. Glassman in the middle to Gorecki. He's trying to work down low. All the way cross court pass to Peters. Working off a screen from service. He gets it down low to Glassman, looking for room. Almost with a travel right there. Long three from Garrett Peters, no good. Adam Gorecki with the offensive rebound. Trying to control it, heavy defense right there, and a foul called. He threw the ball up, but they wave it off. They say no shot. Foul was before the shot attempt right there. And the Fremd bench wanted a three-point play attempt right there.
On number 15, John Schneider, his third.
The whistle was well before Gorecki threw that one up, so they'll take it out of bounds. Nice effort by Gorecki. On top, Peters puts up a right wing three on the catch and shoot off the inbound pass, no good. Rebound is corralled by Bennett, and the Broncos will bring it back the other way. Ryan Carroll goes back on top to Schneider. Now left side to Ganser. Ganser, baseline Schneider. Comes back to the middle of the court, working around defenders. Puts up a little jumper off the glass and in.
Number 15, John Schneider.
Broncos now taking the lead by 2 under 4 minutes to play. Sean Banka gets it to Peters, and a whistle away from the ball. That's going to go against John Schneider. He doesn't like the call. Assuming it is on Schneider, that'll be his fourth.
15, John Schneider.
It is on the seventh. So we're nearing the bonus.
Number 40, Lee Conforti.
Schneider will sit down. Lee Conforti will check back in his place.
Adam Gorecki shooting 1-1 for the Vikings.
And Gorecki will shoot the 1-1. Nothing but net on the first one from Gorecki, and he'll get the second attempt to tie the ball game. Gorecki sinks them both, and we are tied at 50. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go as the Broncos work right to left. Foul away from the ball right there. Didn't see who that was on, although Scott Nelson ended up on the floor.
Number 35, Adam Gorecki, his third.
And that's Gorecki on the foul, his third. Ganser will inbound from underneath the basket. Goes all the way on top to Carroll. Scott Nelson now working against Peters. Takes it in the lane, leaves it for Conforti. He's going to drive it strong to the hoop off the glass. No good, rebound Gorecki. Nice move to the hoop by Conforti, but couldn't finish. Approaching 3 minutes to play in this one in a tie ball game. Glassman working near the free throw line, gets it right wing to Gorecki, who leaves it for Banka. Gorecki again with it right wing on top to Glassman. We've got a timeout on the court. It's got to be a timeout. Fremd with an even 3 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. They want to talk things over. And an exciting back and forth ball game here. Fremd has led most of the way. Their largest lead was 9, which they had in a couple of points during this one. But it's been close throughout most of the second half. As the Broncos have clawed their way back into a tie here at 50. They've led by a couple of points, but haven't been able to extend it. Obviously, anyone's ball game here in this important matchup. Fremd really wants to take this victory home. This is going to put them with 6 wins in the division, tie them at 6-4 in the division with the Broncos. The the Broncos are able to push their division record to 7-3, dropping Fremd to 5-5. 2 games back, a tough deficit to overcome this late in the season. And both these teams, of course, fighting for second place. Schaumburg with an 8-1 record in the division and 19-5 overall, leading the Mid-Suburban League Western Division. We saw the Saxons knock off the Vikings here a couple of weeks ago. The Vikings certainly gave them a run for their money, but ended up losing by 5. So coming out of the timeout, it looks like service will inbound. Glassman, Peters, Gorecki, and Benka on the floor. They get it into Peters. Benka has it on the left side. Back on top to Nate Service. Now to Peters. Peters working against Ganser. Goes right side to Glassman, ball tipped out of bounds. Scott Nelson on the steal attempt right there. Ball will remain with Fremd. As we are in the final minutes here, 2:35 to play. Service, left side to Benka. Benka driving strong to the hoop, goes up and under, no good. Can't get it to roll home. Another missed layup by the Vikings. Rebound will be knocked out of bounds by the Broncos, and it'll stay with the Vikings. Glassman will inbound. He gets it to Benka on the left side. Service almost lost the handle. Now gives it back to Benka, sets a light screen. Left side back to Service. Thought about the 3 for a moment, then pulls it down and gives it on top to Gorecki. Gorecki weaving it over to Peters on the right wing. Peters to Benka. Benka trying to set himself up a screen from Service. Service now coming back to set the pick. He'll take the ball now left side. Moves to the baseline. Fires a cross-court pass to Peters, who couldn't control it. Pass was too high and out of bounds.
In for the Broncos, number 15, John Schneider, and number 3, Brad Zomzile.
Schneider and Zomzile checking back in for the Broncos, as we are now under 2 minutes with 1:46 to play and still a tie ball game at 50. Zomzile setting things up for the Broncos. He goes right side to Schneider. Schneider works against Gorecki, tries to go baseline, now kicks it back out all the way. Cross-court pass to Zomzile. Had an open 3 attempt, thought about it, pulled it down. Now they'll reset. Right side, Wegner. Bennett comes out of the thick with it. He'll reset. Left side, Wegner this time. Now back on top to Zomzile. 1:13 to play. Zomzile over to Nelson. Trying to set something up. They go baseline Bennett. He's going to drive against Service. Tries to dump it off down low to Schneider. Puts it up in the foul. Knocked it home. Broncos take the lead, a chance to push it to 3.
Fouls on number 35, Adam Gorecki, his 4th, the team's 6th.
4th foul on Gorecki and the 6th, still getting close to the bonus. Schneider looked to cap his 3-point play right here on a great effort right there to knock that one home. This is a big free throw to put him up by 3 with a minute to play. Nothing but net right there. 53-50 in favor of the Broncos. Fremd doesn't want to let this one slip away. Glassman brings it up the court, has his pass knocked away, but it's controlled by Benka, who goes in strong. Can't get the roll on the layup. He'll go to the line, almost got that one to fall, and another near miss on a lay-in contested from the Vikings.
Fouls on number 33, Mark
Benka
Bennett,
will shoot
his
2, but he
second.
really wanted that one to fall for the chance to tie the game right here.
Timeout Barrington.
Barrington will now take a timeout with 54.3 to go.
We would have all the students from Marion Jordan and Hunting Ridge Elementary School.
And again, we see
stand up
another
one
attempt down
final
low.
time
We've talked about it all night
and
long,
be
folks.
recognized for their reading
The
accomplishments
Fremd Vikings
over
have
the
had
last
multiple
few
opportunities
weeks.
to convert high percentage shots under the basket and just can't seem to get them to fall.
We look
Again,
forward to
Fremd's
you joining
transition
us
defense of the
and
Broncos.
becoming
They've been able to
Fremd
get back,
Vikings.
contest those shots, and make them not as easy as they appear. And just some pure bad luck as well. Several of them have just rolled barely out of the hoop. anybody's ball game though, with a 53-50 margin. And under a minute to play, 54.3 seconds. Fremd has led most of the way, and they don't want to let this one slip away here in the final minutes. Sean Benka will be on the line to shoot two. Benka, the 6'4" junior forward, has been a big contributor this year. He sinks the first.
Sean Benka at the line for the Vikings.
Much more consistent shooting from the free throw line for the Vikings than we saw a couple weeks ago against Schaumburg. Benka can't get the second one to roll home, so it's 53-51 with 50 seconds left to play, and the ball belonging to Barrington. Zamzow brings it up, working against Benka. Now gets it to Nelson. They go right side on top. And a whistle away from the ball.
Foul number 33, Sean Benka, his first, the team's 7th.
And Benka gets called for the foul. That's the 7th foul against the Vikings, and it's going to send Jackson Wegner to the line for the 1-and-1. So not a foul that the Vikings wanted to take right there. Wegner rolls that one home to push the lead to 3. The third point of the game for Wegner. Big shot right here. Can't get it to roll home. Keeps it a one-possession ball game. Rebound to Nate Service, who gets it to Glassman. That was a big miss right there. Keeps it a one-possession game. Glassman looking for an outlet. Gets it to Benka. Another timeout on the floor for the Vikings. They want to talk things over, get an offensive play drawn up. 26.1 seconds to play, a 3-point deficit. Barrington 54, Fremd 51. Fremd led by 7 at the half. Barrington clawed their way back in the third quarter, took the lead over here in the fourth. Broncos looking to maintain that grip on second place in the Western Division here in the Mid-Suburban League. Fremd trying to avoid falling to 500 in the division at 5-5. If the Broncos hold on, this would be the third loss in the last 4 games for Fremd, who looked strong coming out of the gate in the first 6 division ball games, but have struggled, losing 2 of their last 3, potentially 3 of 4 if they're not able to come back here from a late 3-point deficit. Possession arrow is with the Vikings if we see any kind of a jump ball situation. And what you wonder here is if they'll play it for 3 points or if they'll take a 2 and foul. And if I'm the Vikings and I can get a high percentage shot, I'm going to take it and go with the quick foul right here at the high school level. Tough to count on a guy to hit 2 of 2 free throws on the other end. So Glassman takes the inbounds. We approach 20 to play. Working left side. Looking for an outlet. Goes back on top to Peters. Almost lost the handle, but corralled it. Looking for somewhere to go. Goes on top. Nate Service going to put up a 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound tipped outside. Peters trying to save it. He does. 8.5 seconds to play. Peters puts up a 3-pointer. No good and out of bounds. And that'll come back the other way. Peters had a little bit more time than I think that he thought he did right there. 8.5 seconds to play. Could have had time to get a better shot. Put up kind of a desperation 3 right there. Really had no chance of knocking that one home. And now they'll have to go with the quick foul. They trail by 3, just 4.8 seconds to play, and that will probably do it. So an interesting sequence right there. They get it into Zamzow, the quick foul. Foul will be on Glassman. Zamzow will line for 1-and-1.
His third.
And the only hope really here for the Vikings is that Zamzow misses the front end and they can get a 3-point attempt off.
And for the Broncos, number 12, Scott Nelson, and number 15, John Schneider.
Vikings do have 1 timeout remaining. So if Zamzow can't knock home the first, we'll likely see the quick timeout to set up a one last play. Big shot right here. This could ice it. Zamzal can't knock it home. Rebound Gorecki, and the quick timeout for the Vikings. And so they'll have one more shot. 3.3 seconds to play, trailing by 3. Zamzal, the Barrington point guard, could have iced it right there and couldn't knock the front end of the one-and-one home. They would have preferred to just ice the ball game right there and go home with a victory. But we'll make it a little more dramatic, and that's what we always love here. There won't be much time to set up. It's pretty much going to have to be a catch, look, and shoot. They might have time for a couple of dribbles depending on where they can get the ball inbound. Yusuf will go with their best shooting lineup. And we'll see who the Vikings send to the floor. So here we go. On the floor offensively for the Vikings, it's going to be Glassman, Gorecki, Benka, Peters, and Michael Whitty, the senior forward. Whitty will inbound. He'll have to come all the way from the other end of the court. Glassman and Peters are in the backcourt.
Timeout, Barrington.
And now we're going to get timeout from Barrington. They wanted to see how the Vikings were going to set up, and they'll call a quick timeout and try and reset their defense. Once again, 3.3 seconds to play. It's all coming down to this. Fremd's going to have one last shot to see if they can knock down a 3 to send this one into overtime. Had ourselves one heck of a ball game here tonight. Very entertaining. Both teams trading the lead back and forth. It's been a close one all night. As we mentioned before, Fremd did have a 9-point lead and a couple of points, but it was short-lived on both occasions as Barrington's come clawing back every time, and they now lead it by 3. So here we go. Last effort for the Vikings. It's going to be Whitney on the inbounds pass. The trick is going to be getting it far enough down the court on the inbounds to get a decent shot attempt off with 3.3 to play. He tries to fire it in, tipped out of bounds by Zamzal right there. It'll stay, and that's a break right there for the Vikings as they'll now get to inbound from half court. It only cost them 0.3 of a second, still a full 3 seconds on the clock, and they'll have time to get a much better look. Whitty again will inbound, and we'll see who he looks for. Peters calling for it. He gets it to Peters. Peters takes 2 dribbles, puts up the 3-shot attempt off the iron, no good. And that will end it. Your final score, Barrington 54, the Fremd Vikings 51. A great effort on the last-hit shot attempt right there by Garrett Peters. Tried to get an open look, knew exactly what he had on the clock, took a couple dribbles, put up the contested shot, but wasn't able to knock it home. So as these teams shake hands, Barrington with a hard-fought comeback victory tonight here at Palatine. That pushes their conference record, division record, to 7-3. Holding in strong second place behind Schaumburg, and that's going to drop Fremd to 5-5 in the Western Division. They have lost 3 of their last 4 ball games after a 4-2 start, and are struggling just to hang in there right now, trailing both Conant, Barrington, and Schaumburg in the Mid-Suburban League Western Division. We will rack things up. Once again, your final score here on our HETV Game of the Week: Barrington Broncos 54, Fremd Vikings 51. For HETV, I am Alex Kleinwachter, and we will see you next week for our Game of the Week.